Hey guys, how you doing? Copper Tillman. I have a cool one going on today. So over the years of doing coppersmith, one thing that has developed is I do a lot of historical restorations now. And you know, it's probably my favorite part of my business. I just love getting into some of these old buildings and old projects and looking at the history of what I'm working on and that. And this job today is a prime example of that. So the job is actually complete. We finished it up about 6 months ago. I'm just now shooting an entrance video. I'm actually reshooting it because I didn't realize what a piece of history I was working on. I knew it was the Hagerman Mansion and I knew it was a piece of history. I didn't know the extent of it till after I was complete with the job and I started researching it. It is a mansion of a house. It was built in the old north end of Colorado Springs, and it was built by James Hagerman. James Hagerman was a railroad mogul from late 1800s, and his family all moved here because he had tuberculosis, and there was a lot of people in that era that they came to Colorado Springs to try to get medical treatments because it was cleaner air, higher altitudes. They thought it was alleviated a lot of the tuberculosis symptoms. So when he got here, he wasn't very happy with Colorado Springs because it was just a little one pony show, it wasn't the elaborate life that he was used to back in Michigan. But over time, they just fell in love with the place and they built this incredible house. I'm not going to go into all of it. If you really want to, study the house, you should take a deep dive into it on Google. It's worth your time. So what we're going to be doing is rebuilding all of the copper work on the front entranceway. It's some very intricate, ornate copper crown molding and gutters. The solder has broke loose over the years. There's pieces falling off. They're getting water inside, creating a lot of damage, and it just needs to be redone. So we're going to demo it, and then we have to take all of those pieces back to the shop and replicate them as close as we can to the original profile. So it is going to be a fun one. One of the categories that I've become known for is doing roofs on train cars from the steam engine era, late 1800s. And we are currently in the process of working on one of these. It is for the Colorado Railroad Museum, and it's car number 111 for the Midland Railroad. And James Hagerman was actually the president of Midland Railroad. We tore the roof off a year and a half ago, and they pushed it into the shop up there at the museum, and they're currently going through it, working on it. And we will eventually put the roof back on. We're probably still maybe 10 months to a year out before they're completed with the interior and everything is ready for us to come put the roof back on. So make sure, hey, subscribe to my channel and you'll get notified when we start working on that one. So go figure, I would be working on Hagerman's house at the same time that I'm working on one of his railroad cars. It's just so cool. We had a total blast replicating all these pieces that are 100 years old, putting it all together, soldering. And I think it's time for us to go back to the beginning. Here's demo. And just like that, it's demo day. We're gonna have to pull off all the copper caps so we can get to the wood framing underneath. Once we get the wood framing off, we have to pull off those big heavy iron railings. I'm really nervous. Hopefully there's not a big fiasco with getting the fasteners out of the concrete pillars, and we need to get all of that removed because the roofer is going to be doing the flat roof up there and he needs all of that out of the way. After we're done with that phase, then we need to move down lower. We have to remove the gutters, the downspouts, and all of the crown molding where it is falling off of the building currently. Man, this stuff's got some cool patina on it. I don't think we're taking this to the salvage yard. I think we're going to try to reframe this 100-year-old copper. Wouldn't that make a cool picture frame? I wish this wasn't here and this wasn't here. Over the years, as the solder has broken, here, come take close up of this. somebody's come and put galvanized nails in here. Yeah, big no-no here. But hey, you know, trying to keep the water from coming in. And if you artists want some of this for an art project, hit me up. See what this is like. Aha. I wonder why they put this one over this one. Seems like it'd have been better waterproof. Put a bend in this piece and bring it up longer underneath here, and then cut around it and use that as a, that would have kept the water from getting in here, because there's a lot of water damage on these concrete pillars down below the porch, underneath this flat roof, and that's all due to this part right here. I mean, of course, it did last 100 years, so can't complain too much. But when we put it together, we're gonna go the other direction with that ladder. Did you find my cat's paw? Did you look in the bottom drawer of my toolbox? Popper cap off. My big concern is when we get to this point right here, how we're going to get this fastener out of this concrete, because that might be a real issue, the way this thing is put together. We're coming along though, pretty cool. We're labeling everything so we know exactly which ones go where, so when we make copies of all this wood, we can get them into the right position. Check this out, this is pretty cool. Down in here, now we know we're getting to the heart of the original structure, because that's a square nail. I'll show it to you when I pull it out here in a second. Here it is, off, check it out. Square spikes holding this wood together. That's pretty cool. It's really old. So we did run into a little drama, a little issue. Check this out. I have a full bundle of, I don't know, internet cable or TV cable or something going through this railing, so I cannot remove the railing yet. So that's going to be a lot of fun. There's one on this end, and there is also just a single cable on this end. So we have a call into the service provider, and hopefully it's not a week-long process that'll hold us up on that, but we got the rest of it pretty much off. Just got word from the internet service provider that they cannot make it out for 2 days, so we're going to let it set like this, and we will be back as soon as they can get those cables pulled. Well, we are done with all the demo. She's all stripped down. We do have a little bit of rotten wood we're gonna have to fix, but she's all cleaned. I'll show you this wood. A little bit there. It's not nearly as bad as I was anticipating, considering how much water they were getting inside. But yeah, we'll have to do a little woodwork, but now it's off to the shop to get everything fabricated. have a little attachment for my sheet metal brake here, and we are going to put the OG portion, the curvy part of the crown molding on, just like this. So this little attachment hooks onto here, it goes on here, and then we just start pushing it across. And we'll come back across it a couple of times just to make sure that we get the good radius in the OG. Some oil. That's the first of 14 steps to making a copper crown molding. Now we have the copper in the big brake, and we're going to put a 45 degree on it just to start the whole process of the crown molding. And right. There's my 45. So now we're going to put another bead on here. So we got another former that's different from the one I just showed you. This is a bead roller, and we're actually going to put another profile on it because this thing has literally 14 steps in it. So check this out, it's pretty cool as it comes through here. This is the back side of the crown molding, the inside, the part you don't see when it's finished. Alright, she started to take shape. Now we got another 45 degree bend. Well, we're back at it, putting the crown molding up. Just hitting the copper so it will accept the solder better when you put the two together on the joint. Well, we almost have all the crown molding on, so I'm going to start prepping the gutter. We ran out at 34 footer, and we are ready to start installing it. If you notice right up there, because this gutter sets on top of the crown molding, we're gonna have to make a little miter and bring the gutter out a foot, so I have a place for a downspout. You'll understand more once I have it done, but I'm gonna give you a shot here of how we're going to create that. All right, first thing we're gonna do, we're gonna come here and measure back 1 foot. Actually, that's not the first thing we're gonna do. First thing we're gonna do is we're gonna change my gloves, because it's that time of the day after they get just a little bit dirty. I don't have a problem with putting on new gloves. They're pretty cheap and it saves on fingerprints. So, here we go. We're in the framing process. Got all this wood on. Got the railings all painted. So the building is so old, there is no electric outlets on the front of it. So we're using our table saw. We're going to come over here, put it down safety tape, bring it in, and bring it into my gutter truck. The gutter truck, we have inverters in here that run off of batteries. It has been running it all day long and it's not even really phased the batteries, so it's a pretty cool setup. Today we're getting really close. Man, this thing is turning out so cool. This is awesome. And just like that, we are done with the install. Actually, no, it wasn't just like that. I've had 2.5 weeks of really hard circumstances here. I burned up my table saw, my big table saw, 12-inch, $2,500 table saw. I lost footage, so part of the fabricating I'm not going to be able to show you guys. I've had extreme weather here on this job site, so now it hasn't been, just like that. But you know what? We persevered. We've got it done. Actually, no, we're not done either. I'm missing my post caps, but hey, it's 5 o'clock on a Friday. I am not going to get that done this week, and part of the contract on this job was to get a green patina finish, and the owner of the building is flying in on Monday morning, and I need to get some of that green patina finish on for him. When I first put it on, it's ugly as sin, but you know what? After a couple of days, the colors really develop. It's incredible stuff. It's Sculpt Nouveau Tiffany Greens, what we're using. No, they're not a sponsor of Copper Tillman, not yet anyways, but we're going to go ahead and spray it without having the caps on, just so I have those extra 2 days to develop the color, so the owner can see what it's going to look like. And then Monday morning, we'll finish up the caps, but I'm gonna start spraying here. It is Tuesday. We sprayed this on Friday, so here's the color we have gotten so far. It's kind of a little strange color of green so far. I'm going to mist it with some water, and what happens when you mist it with water, it goes to this beautiful patina right here. So So we're back to the job site again. It has been about 6 months since the last time I filmed anything here. The last clip that I just showed you was a good 6 months ago. And I guess the advantage of waiting that long to come back is we can actually show you how the copper aged out. I mean, it is beautiful. It will darken even more so that it matches the upper bay window right up there. Right now the green is still a little bit light, but the areas that are kind of copper colored in the middle of the green, that's all gonna kind of darken out, and it should blend in really well. But our patina is coming along really nice. I just wanted to show you guys this, give you guys the opportunity to see it 6 months later, see what it looked like, and I'm really pleased with it. I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. It took a long time to make. But you know, sometimes in my line of work, I'll have jobs that just drag on forever. And so it's hard to get a video done where it looks like it's all been done in one shooting or one phase. So this one is one of those videos, but it was really worth it. I cannot believe the privilege I have to work on pieces of history like this. It's just been insane. So I hope you enjoyed. Please like, subscribe, and share. And like always, eyes high, copper proper.